Hi, Sean Huxter here. Welcome to Magical Little Worlds with me. Tonight we're going to look at a Polly Pocket set. A dressable compact. I said I was not going to buy these, and I wouldn't. But I went down to Walmart. These are at $14.99 usually, and here it was at $7.49. But I checked its price, and it was $4.99. So that's the kind of deal you can't pass up when you can get some cool Polly Pocket thing, even if it's not your style. This is the Tea Party Bunny. And it's one of the dress-up Polly Pockets where a part of the exterior is a removable piece of clothing, and they're interchangeable with the others in this set, which have the cat, the sailor cat. This, I believe, is that... I think it's maybe a puppy, and then a pony. I don't really want these. This one, if I was going to get any, I'd want this one because it's a sailing ship, but it also has like a mini golf set in it. And, you know, you can actually play the mini golf, so that's actually worth having. So tonight we're going to open this only because I got it on a really decent sale. This has happened before. I got some of these sandwich ones on sale for like $4 or something, or $4 each, I think. So I had to pick a couple of those up. But for now, and it's been a while since I've done one of these modern Polly Pocket sets. This one was created in, let me zoom in there, 2024, so just last year. It seems to me this has been on shelves a lot longer than that, but I might just be misremembering. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's open it up. So we crack open the bottom. I'm a bit surprised. This one's on very thoroughly. Some of the packages from this line, this with the purple logo, are so flimsy. The backs just fall right off. But in this case, it's on very strongly. Maybe a bit too strongly indeed. And there are instructions on the back about how to put the compact together. Because a lot of these carded sets from the modern era, the compact comes in two parts, and you have to put it together yourself. And there's no problem there. It works. And the reason they do that is so that they can show the front of the compact and the inside of the compact on the package at the same time. And that will be impossible if they put these things together for you. It would just be impossible. Then they'd have to rely on photos like this one, but it's just nothing like seeing the real thing. So let's drop our top packaging, and then look at what we got left. So now we've got, there's another piece here. Let's pull this out. And this is attached by tape as well. So we take our trusty little scalpel and tear away the tape. And what we have is a little shell that protects several pieces. So I'm going to pop these out. It looks like a tea cart. Since it's a tea party, it looks like a teapot. Since it's a party, just put these out over here. Very strong. And then another piece here, which we'll get to in a moment. And now, packaging. And now we look at the inside. So let's pull out our accessories. And you know what? Let's pull the compact out first because it'll make it easier to get these out. So let's pop the top part out. No spoilers. And then the bottom part out. And these come out very easily now because their top cap is removed. So now we flip this over so that these don't go flying. And we just pop out the pieces. And packaging. Now let's find out what we've got. We throw all the accessories to the side for a moment. Concentrate on the compacts. Let's zoom in. This is the compact. How you put these together is you take the pins of the hinge here, and you take the top of the hinge where there are two gaps, and you slide one in, and then just snap them together like so until they snap in. And that's not going anywhere. That's pretty strong, actually. And then they have this click point, so, right, that doesn't hold. But if you do this and click it in place, now it holds. Holds at about 90 degrees, you know, sort of, a little bit less. But that's a good play angle. And let me tilt down now. And that is the set. Let's look at the set. First, let's look at the face, because there's a reason. So this is one of these dress-up compacts. And some of these things come off, like this teacup here. And the sets that this work on all have a little heart-shaped hole. Now, that's not entirely true that I don't have another one of these. I have this one. This is the 2025 set that came out a little while ago. I reviewed it. I was very excited that there was new Polly Pocket that I bought this thing. And it's not my style, really, not my big thing. But this also has the hole, so you can interchange parts. Like the teacup from the tea set can pop into this hole. And all of these things, this skirt, for example, comes off and can be worn by other characters. And let's put this back. And all of the sets in this, all of the compacts in this series have compatible clothing bits. Like the Sea Captain or the Sea Ship one has a little hat that can be removed and replaced. The tea, by the way, can go in the mouth. All of the little holes are the same. Now, believe it or not, this pearl necklace is another one. So the teapot can go there if you wanted to. And these are all rubber accessories, so they fit rather well. Let's just pop them back to where they were for the moment. Put her necklace back on. And she has the pretty kawaii bunny face, you know. And this band here comes off. So this is also interchangeable. You can put this on any of the dress-up compacts. They're all designed to fit. And now that we've explored the exterior, you have this little hand here. Let's look at the interior. Oh, by the way, there's a little thing there. Let's put the teacup on her head. I just want to do this. There you go. That's what I want. All right, let's pop around and see the bottom. So the bottom is a garden, clearly. And it looks like a garden tea party. So we've got a little rotating merry-go-round here. Ooh, spins kind of nicely. That's cool. And these pegs will allow a doll or an accessory to fit on there. And over here we have the chairs. Do the chairs rotate? Oh, that's sad. They do not. And then we have a table here with candy on it. Let's move this back. Candy and flowers. But you'll see a hinge here. So what's inside? Ah, there's the table laid out for food. So if you pop this up and you see the tea decorations here, you've got your dinner table set up and ready to go. And if you notice, there are holes here in the green or turquoise kind of grass with pink flowers in it. Now, these pink flowers are part of the mold of this outer case. And these are insets. So the green part has holes, this has little bits, and you push it together and they come up. This prevents, this makes it so that Mattel doesn't have to, the factories don't have to paint these pieces. In original vintage sets, these would have all been painted. And this prevents all that. It's a heck of a lot cheaper to make these two parts with holes and a slots that fit than to paint a whole bunch of stuff. Up top, as we go up the stairs to our upper level, we see a beautiful teapot. This teapot is using this new kind of printing method that allows you to print on curved and raised surfaces. It's almost like, if you look really closely, it almost looks like inkjet. You could even see streaks and runs like an inkjet printer. But overall, the effect's quite nice and allows for detail that we could not do before. Like I said earlier, right? They would have had to paint these flowers. But can you imagine the process of multicolor painting this? It would be exorbitant. You couldn't be able to afford it. You open this up now and you see inside a little teapot area, a little tea party area. Inside the teapot, little chandelier here, little opening to a whole sticker or cardboard backing, which shows a big old party with lots of food. And then you've got your carved teacup, a little bit of schmutz there, came with it. And then as you go upwards, you got a swing. The swing is a two-person swing, sideways swing. Again, you got your sticker up the back. And then more details. Now, these are painted. So sometimes they still do paint, which is good. But they do it a lot cheaper if they do it in the inset way down here. And that's the basic idea of this set. Now let's look at our accessories. Other than that, we have a tea cart. Important part of any tea party. The wheels spin, which is kind of nice. Then you've got, let's put it over here, the tea set itself, which has a peg hole, so clearly meant to go on the tea cart. Now, the funny thing is, it's not meant to go down that way. It has to go this way. Isn't that interesting? They made it so it wouldn't fit. Oh, that is strange. Yeah, they made it so it wouldn't fit, so you have to fit it sideways, which is wider than the cart. So I don't quite know the thought process there. All right, next we have, this is cute. We have two teacup rides. Guess where they have to go? They're going to go on here because they got peg holes here. So the rides are meant to go on the flower turntable. And you can put your polys in here and they can have a teacup ride, which of course is pretty standard fare for fairs. Then you got a little decoration here of a butterfly. I'm assuming there are, yes, here there are, some horizontal pegs, so you can place one right here. And is there another decoration? There often are more than one decoration. Apparently not in this case. Then you got this little cake here. I suspect the cake, I was going to say it meant to go on the table, but there's no peg for it. That's interesting. Where would you put that? You know what? I think in here, you could probably put it on the floor in here, but then you've only got one peg for a character. So again, not quite sure the thought process there. What else do we have? We have two bunnies. So the bunny tea party has 2 bunnies. These look to be the same sculpt, just in 2 different colors. They also have peg holes, so maybe we'll put them on the ride. And you know what, maybe we'll just put the cake on the ride too for fun. And that's your tea party teacup ride. Then you have the last accessory is Polly Pocket, and here where you see Polly, commonly seen in modern sets with little gel hair with buns and a pink streak through her hair. She's wearing a little skirt or skort. Looks like a skort, to be honest. And then a little, oh, that's detailed. The little flowers on her lapels are painted in the same process as her face and the other things that we were talking about earlier. So you get a lot of detail in a lot of space, and the space doesn't have to be flat, it can be curved. Her arms move. And she comes with a little headdress. And then the headdress is a little bit like, although not exactly like, the headdress that the bunny was wearing. The idea is similar. And you can place her anywhere. Let's place, you know what, let's place the tea cart. There's got to be a space down here. So you know what, the tea cart does have peg holes on here. So we can actually place the tea cart on one of the pegs, and it'll stay. And then Polly can stand on this other peg. Now the interesting thing is, this is a tea party with one character, one human. Now there are 2 bunnies, so she's obviously having a party with 2 bunnies. I often find it funny when you have a party set and there's 2 chairs here meant to fit 2 Pollys, but we only have 1 Polly. She's having a very lonely party, unless she likes her bunnies so much that the bunnies are her party guests, which of course, in the imagination of young children, that often happens, doesn't it? You have tea parties with your imaginary friends or with your pets. My daughter had a tea party with her cat Spike once, and she took a green feather boa and wrapped around Spike as he just sat there and reveled in it. He just sat there. She wrapped this green feather boa around him multiple times. I have this great photo of him standing on a piece of furniture wrapped in a green feather boa, looking like, how did I get here? But you know, he loved her so much, he would let her do anything to him. And he was her constant companion. So, you know, maybe these bunnies are who she's holding the party for. Maybe it's the bunny's birthday. I don't know. Anyway, I said I would not buy these sets, but as I said, for $4.99, how could I not? So I'm going to, here's the other question. Can I close it with all these things in place? Definitely not with the cart in place. So I'm going to open up this now and try to fit the cart in here. If it fits, and it does, that's great. That means we can put the Polly in there as well, and that fits. The question is, will this get in the way of the cart of the tea cups, or will I be able to close this? I think if I move the teacups up here, I think I'm able to close it. Absolutely fine. So this is another one of the cutesy little kawaii sets. And let's pop her headband back on. Better to put it under the long ear first and then slip it over the short ear because it's easier. And that is the Bunny Tea Party Polly Pocket Compact. Nice to be back doing some Polly Pocket stuff. There is more to come. So if you like these sets, stick with me. Let's get the unicorn sheep up here. This is a Cloud Dream set. And for Sean Huckster, this has been Magical Little Worlds. Glad you stuck with me, and we'll see you soon.